Are you thinking about buying a home and this is your first time and you're not sure where to start? Well, today we are talking about 7 things you need to consider before starting the home buying process. And that video starts right now. Hey guys, it's Shayna Flemming with the Flemming team. Thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. That way you're notified every time we post videos like this one. All right, let's get into it, guys. So today I have 7 tips for you if you are a first-time home buyer and you're trying to determine if you're ready to buy a home now or in the near future. All right, so tip number 1, we need to determine if you are ready to buy a home. And what do I mean by that? So do you have a stable job? Have you been there at least 2 years? Do you have a W-2 and you filed your taxes? If you have answered yes to those questions, then we can move on to tip number 2. Okay, tip number 2. So you need to save money for a down payment. You need to have some type of savings built up. And typically the down payment is about 3.5% if you go FHA. There may be some down payment assistance programs in your area, so check into those. You can easily Google that, or reach out to a realtor or a mortgage lender or your bank and just see if there are any first-time home buyer programs that are available to you in your area. But if not, you need to have at least 3.5% for your down payment, and then anywhere from 3 to 6% for your closing costs. It just depends on if you're going the new construction route or if you're buying a resale home. All right, tip number 3, guys. You need to be prepared to stay in your home for the next 2 to 5 years. And why do I say that? So if you don't want to pay capital gains, meaning if you sell your home, if you buy a home and then you sell it before 2 years is up, you may have to pay taxes on the money that you make from the sale of your home. So you need to stay there at least 2 years. The average home buyer stays in their home anywhere from 7 to 9 years. So 2 to 5 years isn't that bad. So you definitely want to consider, do I see myself living in the area that I'm currently in for at least the next 2 years? And that should help you determine if you're ready to buy. All right, guys, so we're about halfway through my 7 tips on first-time home ownership. And I would love to know, where do you see yourself living? And if you're ready to buy a home, what is your time frame? Is it 6 months, 12 months, the next 2 years? I'd love to know, so drop your response in the comment below. And again, if this is your first time tuning in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can get updated every time we post videos like this one. All right, tip number 4. You need to be prepared for repairs and maintenance. If you are going the resale route, no home is perfect. It's been lived in. It's almost like buying a used car. You may have to put a little bit of money in it. And usually the rule of thumb for resale homes is be prepared to put about 10% of the purchase price back into the home. Now, that doesn't mean right away. So if you buy a home that's $200,000, I'm not saying, you got to go and put $20,000 into the home tomorrow, but just over time, you're probably going to have to put about that much money into the home. So just be prepared for that. Make sure you have some savings saved up, so that way you can live comfortably in your brand new home and do all the things that you want to do once you move into that home now or in the near future. So tip number 5, you need to have little debt and good credit. So it just depends on the area. I think right now with FHA, and it always changes. So if you're watching this, in the future, then it may be different. But right now you need at least a 580 credit score. But there's also other things that factor into your credit, into your mortgage pre-approval. It's not just your credit score. So don't get discouraged if your score is a little lower. Still have a conversation and see what you need to do to get where you need to be. And so your debt to income ratio definitely plays a part in getting pre-approved and how much home you can afford. So if you have high debt right now, if you have student loans, start paying those things down. Even if you can only pay the minimum, $10, $25 a month, make sure you're paying those things on time. If you have credit cards, let's get that ratio down for your credit cards to at least 30% utilization. So low debt, good credit, good income. All right, so tip number 6, you need to get a mortgage pre-approval. This is the first thing you need to do before you start looking at homes and getting excited about the home buying process. And the reason I say that is because a lot of times people start searching and they have an idea or think, well, I can afford $250,000 worth of home. And until you actually speak with a mortgage lender, the bank who's giving you that money, you're not going to know how much home you can afford. So it's really important that you speak with a mortgage lender, have that conversation about how much home you can afford, and get your mortgage pre-approval. That way you know exactly what to look for in your new home. Now, if you're scared or concerned about talking to the lender and you're scared about getting a no is better to know instead of not knowing at all. So, if you speak with a good lender, they're going to help you create a plan around reaching your goal of buying a home. So it may be a no right now, but if you are serious about this thing, and you get with a good lender, they're going to help you create a plan, whether it's 6 months, 12 months, to get you to home ownership. Tip number 7, and this is the most important thing, guys. If you're a first-time home buyer, please find you a good realtor in your area. And why do I say that? It's because, first of all, your realtor is free for you. The seller pays your realtor, so you don't have to pay them anything. And also, you want an expert in your corner navigating you through this process, because real estate is ever changing. There's so many moving parts throughout the transaction that you want to have someone that knows what they're doing, that can help you understand where you're at in the process and how to get you to the finish line and your ultimate goal of owning a home. All right, guys, so that is my video on the 7 tips to determine if you are ready for home ownership. We also have a complimentary home buyer's guide. It is in the description below, so make sure you click that link and we'll send that right over to you. Also, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Our contact information is also below. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. Until next time, guys, thanks for tuning in. Bye.